It's only a matter of time before the remnant of Israel wakes up and we rise. We come from a bloodline of priests sold into captivity. Father, break these chains off me. Make me free in time ambition. 2024 AD. Live from the belly of the beast, Babylon. Should we stay, should we flee? In time's ambition.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, 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 Shabbat shalom.
Hey,
Shabbat shalom.
shalom.
You know what I mean? Con. Trees of righteousness back at you, on this Shabbat, beautiful Shabbat, you know what I mean? We're trying to come out and reach the people again. Weather's adverse against us, and instead of, out there, we ain't nothing wrong with prophesying against the wind, you know what I mean? But we decided we're going to do a little class for the brothers and sisters that are inside like us, on this rainy day.
Con. Hey, it's a beautiful thing to be able to gather, even though we're not outside, we're not on the streets. Hey, this can be sent and shared, liked. You can send it to your friends, whatnot. You can go back and watch it again. And it's beautiful that the Most High set up things like that we can use this as a tool to spread the word.
Indeed. Con. And before we get started, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to the Most High God Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. We are the trees of righteousness. I'm Captain Jehu.
I'm General Hezekiah.
Con. And we one man, not necessarily short. He gonna be in the chat. If you seen the channel, Chief was doing battle with some demons swinging swords. Not even 24 hours ago, Chief came down with a little bit of a, you know what I mean, and so he resting up a little bit. We got to keep the brother, safe, and he gonna be in the chat, working it from that way. And General Hezekiah and myself, we on the ones and twos right here.
God. Hey, it's a little different. Not having them here, but hey, we through the spirit, he here with us, and we're gonna keep it going.
Oh, and check out the videos, the footage the King got. You know what I mean? Solo dolo. He ain't even called for no help. He went on a solo mission like a Mashiach Yahweh Shai gonna do in what is that? Isaiah 63.
Yeah,
man. Where he went to he went on a solo dolo mission and got some footage, man. Some great footage, great edification. I mean, he was out there for hours battling with these demons. Standing for the truth. It's mighty video footage there. Go check it out. Like, share, and subscribe.
Kind. You know what? Even as we speak, what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna throw those videos in the comments, so you can just go ahead and check those out after the class. I'll throw that in there in the comments, so y'all can see some of these videos. Because Chief was out there swinging swords, mighty
man, in the rain and it was mighty. It was mighty. Beautiful thing too. Beautiful thing.
Very
kind. But we're gonna try to, edify you on this end. We got a good one coming. Since Purim, High Holy Days coming up, we starting. Get into the new year. The brother Hezekiah here. He gonna bring out some mighty precepts, some edification. And we'll just get into that and show brothers and sisters what we supposed to do and why we're doing it.
Right. Kind. So just to basically start everything off, for those who got their apocryphas, have you read Apocrypha? Or if you have your 1611 King James Bible, we're going to start off basically from the reading in the book of Esther, or it's called the additions to the book of Esther, or some call it the rest of the chapters of the book of Esther. And just to kind of give it a place, like what's going on right now is just we have just came out of the captivity of Babylon, and now we are under King Artaxerxes with the Persians and the Medes captivity. So that's where we're starting off here.
Right.
Hey, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, Shiloh,
Hey,
the
hey,
peaceable
thank you
one.
for joining us.
Con, con. So you said
All
this
right,
is the king Artaxerxes. Um,
Khan.
con, a real historical figure. You can read
Hmm.
about him. You know what I mean? This is real life. You know, and that's what we doing. We bringing this Bible and showing you. You know what I mean? Just like Cinderella, who that shoe fits. The shoe fits us. You know, we go through all of the precepts and showing you this and that, but this is us. We're talking about our forefathers and ancestors here, so we're gonna read about it.
That's right. That's right. All right, so we're gonna start off in the rest of the chapters of the book of Esther. It's under chapter 11, and we're starting at verse 1.
Come, Shalom in the chat there, Labella.
Right. Shalom, shalom. The water
Come,
for joining us.
come. So you said you want to start in chapter 11 in the additions.
Yeah, in the additions, chapter 11, starting there and going down to verse 12.
Come, okay, okay. Um, and just the shalom in the chat. People could fill in right
Shalom,
now.
shalom.
And just a real quick side note, you man, I like them maybe we come back and get them precepts in the part 10 of the editions where he
Okay.
talks about how we made two lots, but I'll get to the 11 though.
Khan. The water.
Con, con. Everybody that's coming in, you know, we're doing Purim, we're reading about the history, you know what I mean, and that's what we're gonna do right now. We're starting at the rest of the chapters of the book of Esther, starting at chapter 11. It says, in the 4th year of the reign of Ptolemy and Cleopatra, Dositheus, who said he was a priest and Levite, and Ptolemy his son, brought this epistle of Purim, which they said was the same, and that Lysimachus, the son of Ptolemy, that was in Jerusalem, had interpreted it. In the 2nd year of the reign of Artaxerxes the Great, and the 1st day of the month, Nisan, Mardochus, the son of Jairus, the son of Simei, the son of Kaisi of the tribe of Benjamin, had a dream, who was a
Okay.
Jew and dwelt in the city of Susa, a great man, being a servitor in the king's court. He was also one of the captives which Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, carried from Jerusalem with Jeconias, king of Judea. And this was his dream.
Hey, Salaki.
Okay.
I just want to stop there. So you can see, as in the beginning here, it's giving you a little bit of the background, just like I was saying. It's telling you who this man was, Mardochus, which will later on you can put him as his name, as you'll see it in the book of Esther, is Mordecai.
Right.
But that's just a translation from the Greek and the Hebrew. So they just have different spellings with their different translations.
Come. Come.
And this right here is going into the dream, which is going to set the stage for the rest of it.
That's right.
Hey,
Come.
shalom, brother Reggie. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom, God. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Come. So, and this was his dream. Behold, a noise of a multitude with thunder and earthquakes and uproar in the land. And behold, 2 great dragons came forth ready to fight, and their cry was great. And at their cry, all nations were prepared to battle, that they might fight against the righteous people. And lo, a day of darkness and obscurity, tribulation and anguish, affliction and great uproar upon the earth. And the whole righteous nation was troubled, fearing their own evils, and were ready to perish. Then they cried unto the Most High, and upon their cry, as it were from a little fountain, was made a great flood, even much water. The light and the sun rose up, and the lowly were exalted and devoured the glorious. Now when Mardochus, who had seen this dream and what the Most High had determined to do, was awake, he bare this dream in mind, and until night by all means was desirous to know it.
Hey, and that just shows you, hey, the Most High already had his hand on this whole situation. He
God.
gave this man a vision in the night, and you'll see how Mardochus or Mordecai, he wanted to know what was this interpretation. And that just goes into like even though you may be a dreamer, the Most High may give you dreams. Sometimes you just don't have the interpretation of it.
Right.
Like you saw that when Peter had the dream, when the sheets came down and he had the different animals or whatnot. He did at the time he didn't have no idea of what was going on. He was like, why are you showing me these animals clean and unclean and telling me I can just eat of them? And it,
Right.
and it just kind of like perplexed him. And he was like, okay, I don't know what the meaning of this is. But later on, the Most High showed him the meaning of it. And the same thing is going to happen with Mordecai.
That's right. And quick, just a quick precept to that one, just like you were saying, because we are a nation. I mean, if you don't even hear the, you know what I mean, the when we coming on the intro, you know, we got the brother the Baka what's his name? The Rakabar.
Morocco bar. God.
You know, we come from a bloodline of priests, right? And we're more than just priests, kings, you know what I mean? We're gods. But I'm gonna get Amos 3, excuse me, chapter 2, verse 11. And it says, and I raised up your sons for prophets and your young men for Nazarites. Is it not even thus, O you children of Israel, saith the Lord? So I brought that out just to show you that we are a nation of prophets. A prophet is someone that prophesies or predicts something before it even comes, you know.
Right.
And that's what we are, a nation. We got, some of us have that ability to prophesy, you know what I mean, and to
Right.
predict something before it comes, and that's from the Most High giving us the understanding. So, you know, that's all the way through. Like you go back to Joseph in the book of Genesis, Daniel, you know, that's what a prophet does. So he's given Mordecai, he's got that gift of prophecy right now, and the Lord is giving him a dream.
Con. The water for the reading too.
Con,
Right.
con.
Now, now that we have like that understanding of that, we're gonna jump into the book of Esther. I would jump into one because it's a lot to read, and when you have time, I suggest you just go through this story. It's a wonderful story, but we're gonna try to keep this story to the point and try to get you through it so you can understand what Purim is about.
Con.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna jump over chapter 1, and chapter 1 just goes ahead and it talks about Artaxerxes here. It talks about how he came into well, it doesn't call him Artaxerxes in here, it calls him Ahasuerus, uh, the king of the Persians, right? So what happened in the first chapter, he came together, he wanted the people to have a joyous day. And as he was having his festival, he was going through the times, he was showing all the people everything that he had. And he had some drinks. He was like, you know what? Let me call the queen down because she's beautiful. I want everybody to see her beauty. And then as he sent up his chamberlains, or kind of like his servants, and they went up there, asked the queen, hey, the king wants you down here so he can show you off. And she decided she was gonna say, you know what? Nah, I'm not coming down. And if you know anything, hey, when do you get to refuse a king anything? You
Never.
don't get, right.
Never.
So the chamberlains, they were scared even to go back and tell them it. They went back and said, "Hey, the queen don't want to come down, but this is what we're gonna do because if the other women of the different counties, not counties, but the other districts and provinces hear about this, they're gonna start treating their husbands like that. Like, oh, he can't tell me what to do." That kind of remind you of the women today.
Hmm.
Well, I'll say some of the women today. Like, you can't tell me what to do. You're not my head. You're not my dad.
Right.
You know? Hey, like, yeah, you ain't God.
Hmm.
But hey, the Most High set man over a woman to be her protection.
That's right.
And all he was asking, it says for the women to respect their husbands.
Mm-hmm.
And a man is committed to loving his wife, or he's told to love his wife as
That's
his
right.
own self. So he just wanted to show off his wife because a beautiful wife is a beautiful thing. but as you can see, she wasn't very submissive. So what happened was they made a law against that. And then going into the next chapter, chapter 2, you'll see how they found Esther, who had an uncle named Mordecai, and she was very beautiful. The king had favor towards her, and she about to replace the queen.
That's right. That's right. Hey, yeah, it's a beautiful story. We're gonna get into it. But I just want to bring out one to land back off of what you was going into with the queen, and the husband and the wife role. So this is Sirach, chapter 36 and verse 24. It says, "He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest." So, you know, a man, he begins a possession when he gets a wife, um, and she's supposed to be same like-minded with him. If my husband ain't gonna put me in the harm's way, in some of these different cultures, they got different rituals and things that they had their wives do, so she's supposed to been down with whatever he down with. Plus, it's the king, so you know what I mean. He ain't playing that regardless of how you feel. You know what I mean. He can
Right,
chop your head off and keep it moving.
right.
Nevertheless, he decided to put her away and replace her. So, you want me to start it too?
Con, you can go.
Come. All right. And you all are welcome to read along. You know what I mean? This is in the regular Bible. If you have one, Esther chapter 2, and I start from the top. After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done and what was decreed against her. Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, Let there be a fair young virgins, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king, and let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan, the palace, to the house of the women, unto the custody of Hage, the king's chamberlain, keeper of the women, and let their things be for purification be given them. And let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti. And the king, excuse me, and the thing pleased the king, and he did so. Now in Shushan, the palace, there was a certain Jew, whose name was Mordecai, the son
There
of
you go.
Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite.
Hey, let's stop there. Hey, now we know who Mordecai is. How is it? Mordecus? I forgot how they said his
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Do
No,
we know? Now we can see how that ties in with what we were reading. Those you can see how those names are a little different in chapter 11 and verse 2. How they're the same people and it's just a different language. How it's translated. Now, right there, now we're getting ready to go into we're about to go into how Esther was made queen. Like as we pretty much know that Vashti's been taken away and it's gonna be replaced with Esther. And Cap's about to give you the rest of the information on Mordecai.
Come, come. Uh, verse 6. Who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the excuse me, with the captivity which had been carried away with Jeconiah, king of Judah, whom
Mhm,
Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away. And he
mhm,
brought up Hadassah, that is Esther,
mhm.
his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother, and the maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter.
All right, let's stop right there real quick. So now we know what's going on. We know who she is. We have Esther. She's done came onto the scene. She's beautiful. She been raised by her uncle Mordecai. Like it's because her family, her father and mother, they passed.
Okay. Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure that we understand that Mordecai and Esther, you see their relationship. It's like a father and a daughter, more than they could have said her uncle, right? But it said and like it took for his own daughter. So take that in mind when you're reading, when we're going through this.
Okay.
Uh, I guess you can continue just a little further, then we'll jump.
Okay. And also, just wanted to point out her real name is Hadassah.
Con,
Her nickname is Esther. And that's beautiful because a lot of us, even nowadays, you know what I mean, we got nicknames. One time when I was in a Christian church, old white so-called pastor, he said, why do all black people have like nicknames? Because he knew a couple of my family members, and we are. What do you mean? I said, and I told him even then, having an understanding, I said, hey, same thing as they did in the Bible. Everybody got nicknames. You know what I mean? We all got nicknames. So this is just just something showing how we can relate to this. Her real name is Hadassah, but Esther is her nickname. This is what the king gonna know about. I'm gonna continue verse 8.
con.
So
Hold
it
on
came
just
to
for a
pass.
moment.
What was that?
If you don't mind, Cap, hold on just for a moment.
You got
I
it, King.
want to bring this up because I think this is good information just for the people to know. And like
Huh.
it's so how he brought that out is that Hadassah was the name she was brought up as, but they gave her but it was also known as Esther, right?
Huh.
Because Queen Esther's uh translated name, or the name, I guess it would be more so fitting for that kingdom, would have been Esther, but her name is Hadassah, which is
Mm,
a myrtle tree. And if
mm.
let me see if I can pull that up real quick so I can show y'all that. Just give you a little information. By the way, Shalom, Shalom, everybody.
Jude,
Yeah,
Jude,
in the
Jude,
building.
Shalom. Con. The Jews in the building.
Right. I wanted to go ahead and show y'all this because this will be some information that y'all can just have, like it's in the clip, just some information to share culturally among all our people.
Right.
It should be popping up on the screen. Let me know if you can see that.
Con.
All right, so we have Hadassah right here, which is H19, and it'll show you the biblical outline. Like I was saying, it means a myrtle, which in this case is a myrtle tree. And as you can see right here, Queen Esther's Jewish name. I don't know why they had to put Jewish name. They could have said her birth name,
Right.
but I just wanted to give that information because a lot of people don't know where these names are, and it's good to have this cultural background so that you can spread this to your children, to your friends, and everybody in this truth. So if you hear this name, you'll be like, "Oh, I know what that means. Oh, Hadassah, Esther, they the same thing, but it means a myrtle, right?
Right.
A
Con.
myrtle tree." So you have a little bit of understanding of that right there.
Salakia. That's my youngest daughter. Her middle name is Hadassah. So, you
Oh,
know,
all praises.
con, con,
Beautiful.
con, con. So okay, so we'll continue on.
Kind.
Starting at verse 8, 2 and 8, Esther. So it came to pass when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan, the palace, the custody of Haggai, that Esther was brought also into the king's house to the custody of Haggai, keeper of the women.
Mhm.
It's like sort of like, this reminds me of, it's like one of those, how they be doing, they have all of the women come and like a beauty pageant.
Kind.
So this is a man's, what I mean, biggest dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God. God. Verse 9. And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him. And he speedily gave her things for purification, with such things as belonged to her, and 7 maidens, which were meet to be given her, out of the king's house. And he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the women.
Mm.
Esther had not showed her people, Salakia, let me start it over. Esther had not showed her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it.
Okay, we can kind of stop. I guess we can stop there because we now we know that the king he saw Esther and he was like, oh, I gotta have her. Oh, go ahead and get her things of purification. I already know who I'm gonna pick. I know who I'm picking. Man, just imagine to be that beautiful. Like the king's like, oh, no, I saw all these women. Oh nah, I need this one.
Yeah, 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 and it goes in to talk about how his kingdom where it stretched. His kingdom was a broad kingdom. I mean, think about it, this is one of the world powers because this was after
Mm,
Babylon. Now we're in the Persian kingdom. So these will be the East Indians, you know what I mean? The dot on their head type of guys. Afghanistan, those type of cats. India,
kind,
Afghanistan, I think it is, Persians.
yeah,
Nevertheless, he had a broad kingdom all the way down to Ethiopia. He ruled. So he had
yep,
women from everywhere. And
mm,
and Mordecai told Esther, don't let them know what type that you're a Jew, you know. So she had to be racial. She had we come in all different shapes, shades, and colors. And she
right,
had to be racially ambiguous, meaning she had to look like she probably could have looked like she was Puerto Rican, but then again, she probably looked like she was Mexican, you know what I mean? And a little bit
right,
of a light skin or whatever, you know. So
kind,
but we know that Mordecai was a Benjamite, meaning he was what is that from the
Jamaican,
islands, yeah, Jamaican, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So we only we can say maybe she was Jamaican, but I've seen some light-skinned Jamaicans, and
right,
we just don't
calling
really,
all colors,
yeah, but we one thing we do know is the Bible specifically says she was beautiful. She was
right.
beautiful, right?
Mm. Hey, that's the
Huh.
daughters of Zion for you.
That's right. That's right. Huh.
So
What-
we can jump down to because we kind of said that. We know that she was beautiful. Mordecai said, hey, don't let these people know you're a Jew. Because
right.
you already know, like it's because during that time, you gotta think about this. You don't seen all these different captivities and how the most high had brought us out of those captivities. So they don't found out that you a Jew, they might have like, oh man, I don't know about this. If I do something wrong, man, that could be my head.
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
high come down on me. I know
Right.
I remember what he did to Pharaoh. Them stories infamous.
Well, not only that, but it could get it's gonna cause your enemies to be incensed, because we're going to read, Haman is
Hmm.
going to be incensed against the Jews, but for her to be able to get close to the king and maneuver, Haman probably he didn't even know that she was a Jew, so the
That's
battles
right.
between Haman and Mordecai, you know what I mean? But Mordecai has an inside man, which is you know what I mean, Esther, a woman, excuse me, inside, you know what I mean? And same
Yeah.
thing, the Most High, he causes us to find favor in these different captivities, just like Joseph in Egypt, Daniel in Babylon, and now Esther in Persia. So it's just the Lord's doing that. You know what I mean? He got inside people.
That's right.
Come.
Hey,
Um,
hey, we can. I guess we could kind of jump to. Let's jump to 16.
16. Come.
Yeah.
The book of Esther, chapter 2, verse 16. So Esther was taken unto King Ahasuerus into his house royal, into his house royal in the 10th month, which is the month Tebet, in the 7th year of his reign.
Hmm.
And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. Wow.
Right.
Wow.
That's beautiful. Hey,
Con,
that was that setup.
con, con. Now, version there, whether she was it's a woman of a marital age. Of course, we
Right.
know that by just going off the precepts. But I dare to say that she probably was really a virgin too. You know what I mean? She's dealing with her Mordecai. He got her right. You know what I mean? Also,
Right.
also the king ain't dealing with nobody that's just, harlot.
That's right.
So that's a king. Keep
Hmm.
going on that. That's something we don't see a lot today. We
Right.
need to. Our daughters of Zion need to be pure and holy. So the Lord uses you, your vessel, you know.
Kind.
18. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, even Esther's feast. And he made a release to the provinces and gave gifts according to the state of the king. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. Esther had not yet showed her kindred nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her. For Esther did the commandment of Mordecai, like as when she was brought up with him. Ooh, that's showing you
Right.
right there that she followed, she was obedient. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you know she wasn't just out there doing any old thing.
That's right. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's
That's
right.
like it says. We're supposed to teach them to our children.
That's right.
Teach them whenever we go and we come, when we lay down and get up, as it
Right.
says in Deuteronomy.
Come.
That's right.
Want me to finish that out? The 22
Yeah,
or
we can. Yeah, we can finish
jump?
We can finish out the chapter.
Okay. Verse 21. In those days, while Mordecai sat in the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlains, Bigtham and Teresh, of those which kept the door, were wroth and sought to lay hands on the king Ahasuerus. And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther the queen. And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name. And when inquisition was made of the matter, it was found out. Therefore, they were both hanged on a tree. And it was written in the book of the Chronicles before the king.
Look at that. Hey, Mordecai. Hey, Mordecai just saved the king's life.
Right. And he reported, they don't even know that Mordecai and Esther are probably family. Well, they can't, because they know Mordecai's a Jew. So Mordecai said, oh, let me get this intel to, you know what I mean, my man on the inside. Hey, that's hey.
Right. Man, say the king had an angel looking out for him, in other words.
Right.
Literally, man. And this is gonna be the setup for the rest of it, for the rest of what's about to happen. The Most High set all this up, and you're getting ready to see how it's about to fall into place, and then it's gonna explain why we have things going on for Purim. Let's I'm gonna give a little preset for 3, and we're gonna start at 7 in just a moment. So what's going on here is that Mordecai and Haman, just like Kat was saying, they enemies. They enemies. They don't like each other, and I'm about to bring out why they're enemies. I'm gonna tell you, and this is so funny. Esther 3:1, and it reads, after these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hamadiah, the Agagite. And most of us don't even know what that even means. What is an Agagite, right?
Want me to get it? Well, you going to 1 Samuel?
Oh, you can go ahead, pull that out. I'm gonna put, while you get that, I'm gonna bring out the actual I'm gonna bring out the actual word.
You want to go? You want to go first? You want me to go?
Oh, you can go. You can go ahead.
I started 1 Kings chapter 15 and verse number 7. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until you come to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. Agag was the king of the Amalekites. We know that the Amalekites today are the so-called the fake Jew, the Ish people, the Wish people.
That's right. Like it, and I'm gonna bring that up, I'm gonna show you on the screen how to even say that in the Strongs. So you'll always have that in your mind as well. Because hey, that's something you need to know to understand. The feud has continued forever.
Man, that's a good point. Great point.
Hey, here we go. We got the Agagite, right? It says adjective. I said adjective, Salakia. The adjective of the people of Haman, Amalekite, or so by Jewish tradition. And then they give you, of course, where it says in Joshua. But it's showing you there that these are the Amalekites, and we know the Amalekites, they're of the children of Esau.
That's right. Oh, let me get that. You want me to get that? Genesis 36.
Yeah, you can bring that out
real quick.
Yeah, because he gives you out the Duke and everything. Kind.
We kind. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 36, and verse number 9. It says, "And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir." And I'll jump down to verse 12. "And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife."
So that's just showing you right there. Hey, that hatred burns forever.
Right.
These two were at it. So you got a Jew and you got an Israelite and an Edomite.
Right. Black versus white again. And in layman's terms, black woman or black man, versus another versus a white man. Or Israel versus Edom, like you were saying, King. It's a lot.
So you already know there's something going on there. They already got that. Like, I can't stand this. I can't stand these niggas.
Right.
Can't stand
them. Gave you niggas money.
Yeah. So you already know. So Haman has this perpetual hatred towards the Israelites, and he knows that Mordecai is a Jew.
Right.
So in the beginning of 3, it just shows you, hey, he don't like this man. And then so with the thing that went on with Mordecai foiled this plot. It doesn't really say this, but you can only imagine who set this up. Who set up the king to be taken down, and then Haman, who's in the second, he's the king's right hand man, and like anything would have happened to the king, guess who's gonna stand up in his place?
Yeah, because he would have slew his kids and took over,
right?
Like they always do. Oh man, that's So let me land back off of that, King.
Go ahead.
Real quick, because just like Mordecai got a man, or his niece or cousin in the king's office, as like she's set up, and nobody knows that she's a Jew, so he got a person on the inside. Well, Satan is on the other side with Haman, you know what I mean, trying to get in there too, you know what I mean. Right. So and just like we read in the beginning, these two dragons or whatever they were fighting against each other, going, and everybody watching. So that's mighty, you know what I mean. Yeah, because Mordecai, I didn't even think about that. Haman is trying to get in, you know what I mean, to where he can take over like they always do. Even Hitler was saying that these so-called wish people, they go into different nations and they infiltrate the government, and next thing you know, they own everything. And that's what this dude is, a Amalekite, trying to do the same thing.
Right.
Dang.
They always they haven't changed a bit. Not any. To be honest, they haven't changed at all. That reminds me of Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right.
But war was in his heart.
Right.
The words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's what he was. He the number 2, he the number 1 man, basically, beyond the king. And he up there plotting. He ain't even happy with his spot or anything. He in a great spot to be. Just imagine you the number 1 man of the king. You basically everything the king is, except without a crown. But you're not happy with that.
That ain't enough for them. That's
crazy.
Want it all. They want it all. They want it all.
They've been like that from the beginning.
Yeah. And
what about my blessing? What about my blessing, Father?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. It goes back to even when they was in the womb, The Lord said they was fighting in the womb. They wasn't getting along. These nation against nation. We wasn't getting along even back then in Genesis 25. You know.
That's so now you know what's going on. You can see why there's tension between the two. Let's go to verse 7. Let's read verse 7.
Verse number 7. This is the book of Esther, chapter 3, verse number 7. In the first month, that is the month Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast Pur, that is the lot, before Haman from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month Adar.
Salakia. Think of this. They're throwing lots. Like, to throw lots is like chance. That's what lots are. They're called Pur or lots. So you would throw a lot. It's like giving chance to something. So I was like, yes, okay. I got all my sticks here. If like 2 sticks fall to the left and 1 to the right, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, or vice versa. So from the first month to the 12th month, that's all they doing. And what do you think they up there throwing lots for? They throwing lots for the demise of the Jews. And you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that right in the. I think you're gonna see that if we keep reading down. You'll see that. Go ahead, Cap.
Verse 8. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of your kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people. Neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
Pause right there. Who are these people scattered still? And their laws are diverse from other people's laws.
Right.
Always.
Right. We got the fringes on. You know what I mean? Can't cut the beard off. We ain't eating no blood. We ain't eating no pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. We more diverse than all of them.
That's right. Hey, that just shows you, like, the Most High had been setting all this up. He don't change. The Most High does not change. He said, these are going to be the curses when you break my laws. And as you can see, the people like this will be a peculiar people unto him. Our laws are different from the king's laws. So he's up here trying to sell our demise to the king.
Like you said, his words were like drawn swords, smoother than butter. You know what I mean? He ain't even introduced the people yet. He just, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, these people, these certain people, they doing this and that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Keep going.
Go ahead, Cap.
Verse 9. Am I on verse 9?
Yeah, verse 9.
Okay, come. Verse 9. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have charge of the business, to bring it into the king's treasuries.
Right. That's a large bounty.
Right. He said he's going to pay it himself.
He ain't say, you know what? Hey, king, if these people do that, hey, pay whoever whatever bit of money they want.
Come.
All right, shalom, squad.
Shalom. Squadron.
Right.
Shalom.
Hey, that he got a bounty on these people. Not on one man, on the people. And like he said, man, slick with it. Ain't even said who it is yet.
Yeah. Man. Good gracious.
Let's see. Yep. And continue to 11.
Come. Verse 10. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. Come. And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to you, the people also, to do with them as it seemeth good to you.
See, and that look, he didn't even have to come out his pocket. The king said, hey, I got the silver. Whatever you want, hey, to do to these people, You got it.
Mm.
He said, this is all you. I got you. He
Man.
said, you ain't got to worry about this no more. Oh man, it's just to think about that. Imagine nowadays, hey, that's kind of feel like how it is nowadays with our people. Like, hey, the government be having an end for us. They got us in the Southern Poverty Law Center, like hey, Israelite, black Hebrew Israelites.
Mm.
They got
Not
it
even
out for
calling
us.
by a rightful name. Just
Right.
add the black to it. Slander.
Man, but that's how it is. Hey, the king said, hey, you ain't even got to put your own money up. You my man. Here's a ring. The ring signifies, hey, you got the power.
Right.
And then and then he opened up his own treasury, and then Gates said, hey, don't take it about your money. Take it out of my money. I got you. He said, you ain't got to pay. I got you.
Man.
And that's crazy to have a bounty for a whole group of people. That's crazy.
Yeah, try to exterminate us.
All right, here we go. Look who we got in the chat.
Con.
God.
The brother in the chat still swinging the sword, ain't
he? Right. He ain't never stopped. He ain't never stopped.
Yeah. What is it?
I'm gonna bring that out real quick. He had 1 Samuel 15:3, and then we'll do 8.
8, yeah.
All right. 1 Samuel 15:3, and then we're gonna do verse 8. And it reads, now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. Dropping down to verse 8. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. Even though we just kind of like brought that out, I just wanted to make sure that, hey, everybody caught that.
Right.
Everybody caught
that. He was supposed to eradicate all of the Amalekites off the face of the earth. What is that? Pursuant to is that Numbers? No, that's Deuteronomy. Pursuant to Deuteronomy, he told him to erase Amalek off the face of the earth. And King Saul, willy-nilly, he gonna save the Amalekite king alive. You know what I mean? And that's why the Most High took the kingdom from him and gave it to David.
That's right. Yeah, they said, was it Deuteronomy 25?
I believe, yeah, it is 25.
25? Deuteronomy 25.
Yeah, and 17.
I
got it. It says Deuteronomy 25 and 17. The Most High said, remember what Amalek did unto you by the way, when you were come forth out of Egypt, how he met you by the way and smote the hindmost of you, even all that were feeble behind you, when you was faint and weary, and feared not the Most High. So we was coming out of Egypt, weary, tired, trying to look for a place, you know what I mean, trying to get to where we got to go. And Amalek came out with his army, and instead of fighting us head on, they came behind us and smoked the weak of us and the kids and the bay and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Verse 19. Yeah, man, coward stuff. Just like they are today, cowards. They'll fight a woman real quick. Kids, they'll fight your kid and a woman real quick. That's why it's imperative for men to be with your families, man. Because these dogs, man, I've seen so many side note YouTube clips where a grown ass white man or knock a woman out, black woman, or knock a you know what I mean? These our sisters out. You know what I mean? Do something to these kids. I seen a football coach all in the little kid face, daring them to do something. You know what I mean? Just straight wickedness. You know what I mean? Stuff that they wouldn't do if the father was there. You know what I mean? A father truth. You know.
Hey, they have different words then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they real docile then. These are cowards. That's what we're reading about. Verse 19. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord your power hath given you rest from all your enemies round about, in the land which the Lord your power give you for an inheritance to possess it, that you shall blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. You shall not forget it. So anybody talking about that? Yeah, mic drop. Yeah. Anybody talking about that Deuteronomy 23:7? You know, you should not abhor an Edomite. Well, you talk to the Most High about that, because he said
Right.
eradicate Amalek. You know what I mean?
Kind. Hey, Shalom, brother Ezra. Shalom.
Shalom a lot.
What's going on?
Con.
Good to
Got
see
all
you
that.
here on the Shabbat.
That's right, brother Ezra. You know what I mean? Who else we had?
Sweet.
Reggie
What's more?
Mills. You know what I mean? LaBella. You know,
Yeah.
and then all of the Aquafium.
Kind. We're so grateful to have y'all in here learning this lesson. And y'all blessed us enough to take out your time on the Shabbat just to listen to your brothers bring out a little bit of history.
Right.
Man, it's beautiful. We got Chief in the chat dropping the mic.
Dropping the mic in the chat, huh?
Right. All praises. It's beautiful. And so let's we can pretty much jump to chapter 4. Actually, I might just be able to just kind of like word through that, because all that happens here in chapter 4, Mordecai is going through this great grief because he done found out what's going on, and it's been published. Haman got the king to write a letter and publish it in all the provinces that the Jews are gonna be slaughtered, right?
Right.
And Mordecai in chapter 4, he's distraught about this. He ran his clothes. He done put on sackcloth. Like you'll see that all through the scripture. Hey, they're gonna put ashes on their head and you'll put on sackcloth because he was in mourning. He was like, he didn't know what to do, because hey, the king's word is the king's word. What you gonna do then?
Right.
Yeah, and then let's see here. I want to get a little bit of it. Because he basically told Esther everything that happened. I'll jump out of that because he told Esther everything that was going to happen. And then at this point, Esther in her spirit rose up and was like, you know what? I'm going to do. I'm the queen. You know what? I can do something about this.
Yeah.
So let's jump straight to 5 and 1.
Slack. Let me put my charger up here, King.
Oh, and while you're doing that, I forgot to mention in there that at the same time, while Mordecai, he done rent his clothes and he done all this, Esther, she being grieved the same way, she did the same. She put on ashes and sackcloth as well.
That's right. Yeah. She not only did she do that, in the editions 14, if we get to it, but she, I don't know if we're going to get to it, but yeah, she took off all her glorious apparel, and
you know what? Go ahead and go into that, because we're at that same spot. We're at that spot where we can where she did all of this.
Okay, because it's going to hit. It's the book of additions to Esther, chapter 14, from the top. It says, Queen Esther also, being in fear of death, resorted unto the Lord, and laid away her glorious apparel, and put on the garments of anguish and mourning. And instead of precious ointments, she covered her head with ashes and dung. And she humbled her body greatly, and all the places of her joy she filled with her torn hair. My goodness. And she prayed unto the Most High of Israel, saying, O my Lord, you only are our king. Help me, desolate woman, which have no helper but you. For my danger is in my hand. From my youth up, I have heard in the tribe of my family that you, O Lord, took Israel from among all people, and our fathers from all their predecessors, for a perpetual inheritance. And you have performed whatsoever you did promise them. And now we have sinned before you. Therefore have you given us into the hands of our enemies, because we worshiped their gods. O Lord, you are righteous. Nevertheless, it satisfied them not that we are in bitter captivity, but they have stricken hands with their idols, that they will abolish the thing that you with your mouth have ordained, and destroy your inheritance, and stop the mouth of them that praise you, and quench the glory of your house and of your altar, and open the mouths of the heathen to set forth praises of the idols, and to magnify a fleshly king forever. O Lord, give not your scepter unto them that be nothing, and let them not laugh at our fall, but turn their device upon themselves, and make him an example that hath begun this against us. Remember, O Lord, make yourself known in time of our affliction, and give me boldness, O King of the nations, and Lord of all power. Give me eloquent speech in my mouth before the lion. Turn his heart to hate him that fighteth against us, that there may be an end of him, and of all that are like-minded to him. But deliver us with your hand, and help me that am desolate, and which have no other helper but you. You know all things, O Lord. You knowest that I hate the glory of the unrighteous, and abhor the bed of the uncircumcised, and of all the heathen. You know my necessity, for I abhor the sign of my high estate, which is upon my head in the days wherein I show myself, and that I abhor it as a menstruous rag, and that I wear it not when I am in private by myself, and that your handmaid have not eaten at Amon's table, and that I have not greatly esteemed the king's feast, nor drunk the wine of the drink offerings. Neither had your handmaid any joy since the day that I was brought here to this present. But in you, O Lord, power of Abraham, O you mighty power above all, hear the voice of the forlorn, and deliver us out of the hands of the mischievous, and deliver me out of my fear.
Dang, that was a mighty prayer.
Con, 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 con. She said, man, I'm not enjoying this. You know, my people are in anguish. Even though she's the queen, she's letting them know, I don't enjoy this. This is a heathen. She said she hates the bed, abhors the bed of the heathen and the uncircumcised. Meaning,
Right.
if you got a covenant with the Most High God, she hates you. That's what
Mm,
she's saying. This is in the Bible, y'all.
right. Hey, look at this. Look at this. Like this. Can imagine putting poop on my head.
Man,
Man, that's humbling, right?
yes. Oh, yeah. Hey, and tearing it out, too?
Yeah,
That's, oh, my God.
and it was
Man.
around the place. So she went in like she just pulled a little patch. She had to tear out some hair if it was laying around.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Man. Yeah. So she going in.
Oh,
Couldn't imagine.
we got a question too. Like yes, this like we got Samara Terry. It says, "What does putting on sackcloth and praying mean?"
So unless you got that, can you? Unless you
No,
want to.
hey, you got it.
I was just going to say on that one. You know what I mean? Sackcloth, as opposed to her glorious apparel, she's putting on rags. You know what I mean? And in another sense, back in old history, sackcloth, I think that had little. It hurt when you put it on, right?
Yeah, it's like a potato sack.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's just putting on. You know what I mean?
She
Just
went
old.
from the opposite. She went from like classy to ashy.
Yeah.
She done,
Instead of
she done, she done humbled herself greatly in the eyes of the Most High to show that she didn't. She even said it. She said, "I don't care about none of this. My glorious apparel." She said, "I put that all off."
mm-hmm.
Like she said, it don't mean nothing to her.
Right.
She's like this. She went to the Most High humble. How many of us gonna be like, man? You know what? This is my favorite shirt, man. I'm gonna put on a potato sack when I pray, so the Most High know I'm serious about this.
Right. Not many. And she said she don't even wear the crown when she ain't around him. She put that thing over there, man. She said,
Right.
I hate him. You know what I mean? She hates, and that's what she was doing was, taking off all of that stuff and abasing herself. That's what it was
right.
about. She's bringing herself back down to a lower state. I mean, she could have did and had anything. She's the queen. But she said, nah, I'm going, you know what I mean? Abase myself that I can search the Most High.
That's right.
Time.
Hey, we got another one right here. Look at that. And how many people willing to put dung in their hair?
Raise your hand if you would.
Like, man, hey, if the Most High told me to put dung in my hair, hey, I guess I'm putting it in my hair.
I mean, you
You
gotta
know,
do it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But good
I
gracious.
ain't gonna like it. I ain't gonna like it.
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
be like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh my God. Yeah. Might be like that. There we go. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Not a whole. Oh man. But yeah.
yeah, yeah. Good point there, Ezra. Like she's afflicting herself as a sign of her mourning.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
You kind because like Chief was what Chief brought out earlier. You know, making your bodies a living sacrifice. Brother was in the rain all, you know what I mean, 3 hours battling. Sister,
Right,
sister, sister put on sackcloth to afflict her body. You know what I mean? A living sacrifice, you know.
right.
Afflict your body. That's when we fasting. You know, you afflicting you telling your
Right.
body no. You know what I mean?
That is right. Like it's and this wasn't no 24-hour thing. They did this for 3 days.
Wow.
That's they did this for 3 days. That's why I say, like we're going over this pretty quick so that we can teach the lesson. But when you have time, go back and read this. This is a mighty story
Con,
about how a sister then saved the nation.
con. That's why we need, that's why, you know what I mean? We need these sisters, brothers, we need everybody, you know. It ain't just
Right,
about you know, the men, the women too, because they assassins too. The Lord call us we are army. You know, the Lord says
right,
you know, assemble yourselves by your gosh, just went blank. But we're army. We are a mighty army, you know.
right.
And I'm not saying that the women are, but you have roles to play, just like the sister Jael in the book of Judges. You
I
know,
was just thinking about that. I was
yeah,
man, mighty.
the sister minding her business. The king, you know what I mean, comes to her tent and tries to hide, and she said, "Yeah, I got you." You know what I mean? And she beguiled him, gave him some milk, put him to sleep, and rocked him to sleep. You know what I mean?
Right.
An assassin. Our women ain't no joke either. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So hey, you know, it's a mighty thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful story.
Right. Kind. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, chapter 5, verse
Come,
1.
come. This
If
is
you
the book of
could.
Esther, chapter 5, and verse number 1. Now it came to pass on the third day that Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's house, over against the king's house. And the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house, over against the gate of the house. And it was so, when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight.
Mm,
And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter.
Salakia. That scepter right there, that was life and death right there.
Con,
So if she would have entered that court, which it'll talk about, like if you enter into the king's court and he ain't called you, and he ain't want you there, you dead.
yeah. If he don't extend that scepter, you in trouble.
Yeah, that scepter is like his, just like it says that Judah will have to hold the scepter. That's just saying that he had the power. That
Con,
Judah will hold the power, just like the king. He held that scepter. That scepter was life and death. That was power.
con.
But she had favor in his sight, as as we read earlier. And he's like, oh nah, what you want? What you want, babe?
Yeah.
What you want?
Right.
I got you.
She been fasting and stuff for 3 days. He ain't seen her. You know what I mean? And you know
Right,
she had favor with him over everybody. So he like, oh, that's my baby. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah. So
Where we at?
keep on going, or we at
Yeah,
3.
we can keep moving.
Esther 5 and 3. Then said the king unto her, what will you, Queen Esther? And what is your request? It shall be given to you. It shall be given you to the half of the kingdom.
Hey, pause there. He gonna give her half the kingdom. Now, you said this earlier. His kingdom was from Ethiopia to India.
Yeah,
He gonna give her half of that
half.
if she wanted.
Man, half the kingdom.
That's wild. You ruling half of the world basically.
Hey, he gonna give her. Hey, yeah, and then like nowadays, I heard Michael Jordan got divorced and had to pay like 300 something million, or
God.
all of these people be getting what's his name, Tiger Woods. They be
Hmm.
having these astronomical, what I mean, amounts they gotta pay. He's willing to
Right.
go ahead and give her, what I mean, and hey, this yours without divorce and all of that. This half of it, we're gonna go half on this, baby. This yours.
He loved that woman that much.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dang.
with all she had to do is say the words, But this how much she abhorred all that. She ain't gonna ask for nothing for herself. You know what I mean? She's minded because she's trained by her uncle or her cousin Mordecai. You know
Yeah.
that she's gonna make her request on the behalf of her nation. But I'm jumping the gun. I'm jumping the
Now
gun. So.
that's fine. That's fine. Hey, we're gonna get through this story either way it go.
Right.
You know, it
Yeah.
don't matter where we stop at. Hey, you just giving a little bit before time. Ain't no biggie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and we'll jump down just a little bit because we already know he's gonna give her half the kingdom. All right, jump down to 7.
Con. Then answered Esther and said, "My petition and my request is, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king hath said." Then went Haman forth that day, joyful and with a glad heart. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai.
Stop there. He thought he was having a good day.
Yeah,
Yeah, we about to have a feast. Man, I
right.
got invited by the queen. And it's just
Uh-huh.
gonna be me, the queen, and the king.
Right.
Man, it did like it. And then you come out and you see your op.
That nigga there. This nigga doing. Yeah. Hey, and that's
Man,
just like an Edomite, man, because
right.
I be telling my family, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of us. So when we at the store and you know what I mean, the grocery aisle or something, I tell my kids, hey, look, y'all get on one side so these Edomites don't come past and bump you and I have to go to jail or something. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
keeping it real. But then sometimes, have you ever been around? And I had to pay attention to it because we are a type of people, like, I'll be standing somewhere. Let's say I'm standing on the right side of the aisle or whatever, doing what I'm doing, and an Edomite come through, and they won't say nothing, but they expect for you to move so they can go right where you at, and
I
you've
think
been there for 5 minutes.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
we've all had that.
yeah, and subconsciously, when they come up, you just automatically scoot up and make yourself skinny so they can come past, right? But
Right.
a while ago, I had to say, hold up, man. You know what I mean? Like, how disrespectful is that? Like, because when
Right.
I see somebody in my way, unless it's just nowhere to go and it's obvious, I have to, excuse me, you know what I mean? They won't even say excuse me. They just stand there and wait for you to get out their way.
That's
And that's
right.
what Haman was doing with Mordecai. He didn't stand up. He didn't even get out the way. He didn't move for me. You know what I mean? And I tell everybody watching this chat, hey, man, next time, I'm not saying to do it on purpose, but next time you somewhere, stand your ground. Don't just, I tell my kids that, don't just move because they, you know what I mean? Because they coming through here and it's all that space over there. Nah. Or at least make them say, excuse me. Because you would.
Right.
You'd say, excuse me. You know?
Man. Hey, look at this. Look at wrapped up in the blanket.
But
he
damn
he's sick and he's like, I wish I'd be in that class. I want to be in the class.
Yeah.
Hey, that's chief for you right there. He got the zeal and he
Con,
want to be with his brothers.
con.
Rain, sleep, snow, sick, healthy, you name it.
Con. The brother with us in spirit and in the
Con,
chat.
con.
You know what I mean? Con.
Man.
Yeah.
So,
Haman, just like an Edomite. I mean, man, you can even see this in real life. This is the same stuff that happened to us right now. The nigga didn't move. The nigga didn't, you know what I mean? Now
right.
he pissed off.
All right, we'll keep moving with this one. I guess we can keep on. Yeah.
Okay. Verse number 10. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and when he came home, he sent and called for his friends and Zeresh, his wife. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children and all things wherein the king had promoted him, and how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king. Haman said, moreover, yea, Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared but myself. And tomorrow am I invited unto her also with the king.
Yeah, let's
Yet,
let's stop right there. There he go. He done brag. He home brag. Let me get my people together. Hey, the queen, she got a banquet she made for the king. You know, she just want to do something special for him, but she invited your boy. She invited your boy. You know, I'm just saying, man. And look what he done gave me a ring. I done got me some fresh cloaks. You know,
right. Hey, yeah. Hey, it's like you seen that movie Christmas Vacation? You remember those movies with
was
you ain't never seen that one?
is that Ice Cube?
Not
Ice Cube.
not that one. This is an old one, like the Vegas Vacation.
Oh, you talking about like with the Griswolds?
Yeah. You seen that one, the Christmas one, where
Yeah.
the daddy thought he invited everybody over for Christmas, and he thought he was getting a promotion. You know what I mean? Yeah, they gave him something bogus. I forgot what they gave, some type of check.
Dang,
Like
what was that?
a percentage off or something, some type of coupon or something.
And
He
he was
got
like,
pissed off. Well,
what?
that's what Haman, you know what I mean? Haman over here thinking he getting promoted, you know what I mean? Like the Griswolds and stuff, you know what I mean? Reading into it, oh man, she's setting them up real nice.
Really nice. and at the same time, she buttering up the king.
Right.
She buttering him up. Because basically for like the next chapter, they getting all buttered up. Everything's going on. Because they not only had it for one night, they had it for 2 nights. And then
Salakia.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say chapter 6. It looked like it's going into when he remembers what Mordecai did for him.
Con. Oh yeah, we do need to bring that out. Yeah, 6 and 1 down.
Okay, and then let me know where you want to go after. So this is Esther chapter 6 from the top. It says, on that night could not the king sleep, and he commanded to bring the book of records of the chronicles, and they were read before the king. And it was found written that Mordecai had told Bergathana and Teresh, 2 of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hands on the king of Ahasuerus. And the king said, what honor and dignity have been done to Mordecai for this? Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him.
Man, that's crazy. The king didn't even know nothing about this. If he wasn't reading in his book, he wouldn't even know that Mordecai saved his life.
Right. And they said, and then Mordecai so humble, he didn't even bring it up. You know what I mean? He's just still doing his job. Saved the king's life. He didn't even say nothing. Which is a beautiful thing. But I got a precept to that real quick.
Oh, go ahead. Bring it out, Cap.
Let me get that. Where is it?
Hey, while Cap's doing that, hey, if you haven't done so, go ahead and like the video, share it on your social media. So we want to let the people know a little bit about their history. And it helps get our videos in the algorithm so that we can share this and get this word out to our people, and they can come into this understanding of what this holy day is about, or this feast day is about.
That's right. So sorry, let me get my thoughts together.
No, you good. You good.
So on that, the king is being reminded of what good thing. He got a whole book of things that, you know what I mean, people that, you know, that need to be honored or rewarded. And he comes, and the Most High just puts him in remembrance, and he don't let him sleep, but let the book be brought right at the right time, and Mordecai's memorial comes up. Beautiful, right? And this is the precept for that. This is Proverbs chapter 21 and verse number 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Man. So, yeah, the Lord, the Most High, got the king's heart. in his hand. And the Lord make him do and make him, you know what I mean? And even when we talk about Pooh Shiesty and Biden and all of them, the
Right.
Lord got them. He just playing a game. He making them do what, you know what I mean, what he want them to do. You know, that's what's going on. The Lord is over all of this. So the Lord tap in on that king when he want. He got the king. Now he bring in the remembrance of Mordecai. And so, you know, at the right time, at the perfect time.
Man. Like because it really is. It's about to set. This about to set everything up. He put it. Hey, he woke him up. He's like, hey, you ain't gonna go to sleep tonight. And
Right.
like he said, man, what I'm gonna do? And you know, like how the Most High, he sending spirits down there. Like, hey, let's just go through the Chronicles. Go through the Chronicles.
Right. Right.
Like, yeah, man, I ain't read those in a while. And I know if I read them out, it'll put me back to sleep.
Yeah.
You know? And he went, and then he read it, and he's like, wait a minute. This man saved my life. Hey, y'all, Chamberlains. Hey, what happened? What we do for this man? He done saved my life.
Right.
They probably looking at each other like, I don't know what they did.
Yeah.
I don't think he did anything.
Nothing.
He was just doing whatever, you know. He served the king. That's what he supposed to do.
Yeah. And the king like, oh, no, we got to do something for him. Man, you know what I mean? We got to do something for him.
And you know what's so weird about that? It's just like the Most High had to put that in, like had to put that on his heart. Like, oh, I want to honor this man.
Right.
I just want to honor this man. He probably got all these other good deeds in there, but he saw that Mordecai. He's like, oh man, I gotta do something for him. Y'all did something for him? Nah, we ain't do nothing for him. I got him. Bet.
And think about it, if he got a book full of, you know what I mean, memorials and golly, it's probably plenty of stuff in there. But he came to Mordecai, right place, right time. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's all set up, and that's how beautiful the story is with the Lord. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He make everything happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm glad you remember that I was about to gleam right over that.
Yeah. It's all good.
Hey,
that's why we in this
what
thing together.
For.
Come.
Oh, actually, we can read this all the way down to 11.
Come. Verse number 4. This is Esther chapter 6, verse 4. And the king said, who is in the court? Now Haman was coming to the outward court of the king's house to speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him.
Man, that's crazy. I'm gonna get ready to hang him. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to the king. I'm about to hang Mordecai.
Man, his homie. Because what was Mordecai? What was his? Was he a cupbearer? He wasn't a cup. He was something kind of close to the king. Like the king kind of, he favored him too. But Haman was his right hand. But
he was just like one of the servants in the house.
Okay.
Not like he was cleaning shoes and mopping the floor. He's just like one of the men that the Most High had around, just to like impart little things of wisdom to him.
Yeah. Okay. Verse number 5. And the king's servant said unto him, behold, Haman standeth in the court. And the king said, let him come in. So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor? Now Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to honor more than myself? And Haman answered the king, for the man whom the king delighteth to honor. Let the royal apparel be brought, which the king useth to wear, and the horse that the king rideth upon, and the crown royal which is set upon his head. And let this apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the man withal, whom the king delighteth to honor, and bring him on horseback through the street of the city, and proclaim before him, thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delighteth to honor.
Stop right here. Stop right here. This man, he came in the court. He's like, hey, the king said, I want to honor this. I want to honor somebody. What should I do to show that I really appreciate them? And then Esau, thought it was him.
Yeah.
Made it up in his mind, man. What would I like? Man, I want one of them nice horses with the real long hair. You know, the ones you be riding.
Right.
And I want a crown. Yeah, get a crown, man. That'll look good. I look fly with that. Into my pearl, like you be looking.
Right.
Man, I'm gonna have all the women all over me.
Right. Yeah, that's what he was thinking. He said, man, I'm gonna ride past the club. They kicked me out. They wouldn't let me come in because I was an Edomite. But I'm gonna ride past the club how they like me now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like it's on the carriage slow so everybody see me.
Oh man.
Man. This is where his day got ruined right here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get the 10 for me, Cap.
Come. Verse number 10. Then the king said to Haman, make haste and take the apparel and the horse, as you have said, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew, that sitteth at the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all that you have spoken. Then took Haman the apparel and the horse and arrayed Mordecai, and brought him on horseback through the street of the city, and proclaimed before him, thus shall it be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor. You know, he said it like that. He was mad.
Yeah, he's big mad. And then he had to be the chauffeur.
Yeah, oh man.
Yeah, he had to be the chauffeur. He like he like going the horse, riding him through the
yeah, oh man. Thus shall it be done to the man that the king want to honor.
Right.
He probably was talking under his breath and all that.
His heart done sunk down when he heard Mordecai the Jew. What?
Right.
What? Not me? It should have been me. It should have been. Man, going crazy in his head.
Right.
Man, that's how the Most High work, though.
That's right.
He'll turn it around. He bring the beggar out of the dunghill and set him among princes.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And that's what he did. He took Haman from being your normal guy walking around the palace, and now he done got him to set him up in a place that is just beyond like his imagination.
Right.
He didn't think nothing like that. Like you said, he was just humble and like, I'm just doing what I'm just doing what I thought was right.
Right. Man. Hey, yeah. Made him man. Put him in, like you said, put him in a high position, you know, and your enemy, you get the, you know what I mean? He get the his enemy was made his footstool in that day, right there. His enemies being made his footstool. That is a beautiful thing. That's beautiful.
Man, right before his eyes. He ain't have to wait for another generation for it to happen. It happened right before his eyes.
But you know what? It's because he had love for his people. Even though he's a servant in another nation, he still remembered his people and where he come from and his God, right? And that's why.
I got something I want to bring out with that you mentioned that, because in his prayer, he made a great cry in his prayer. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick, because he literally said none of this stuff would mean anything to him. Like let me see if I can find that. I know it's in one of the editions of Esther. It's in one of the chapters where Mordecai, he gave a prayer. Here it is. This is the editions of Esther, or the rest of the book of Esther, chapter 13 and verse 12. It says, "Thou knowest all things, and thou knowest, Lord, that it was neither in contempt nor pride, nor for any desire of glory, that I did not bow down to proud Haman. For I could have been content with goodwill for the salvation of Israel, to kiss the soles of his feet."
Wow.
That's how much he loved his people.
Con. He said, "Hey, if it would have helped my people, I'd have kissed his feet."
Man.
Wow.
Man, when I read that, I was like, when I first read that, I was like, man, this. How many of us were like, if it meant the salvation, you would be out there and you would kiss the soles of the president's feet, or the vice president's feet, or anybody's feet? Like, man, I ain't get kissing nobody's shoe.
Our people so wicked, but our people so backwards, King. Some of them coons, they'll do it not for the nation, but for themselves. They'll do it just because, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But if you say, hey, you know what I mean, for the nation, for the people, because we're Israelites, you know what I mean? Whatever. Oh man, we ain't no Israelite. They ain't gonna do it then. Right. But they'll do it just for nothing. They'll do it because they want to be a coon. I seen a video clip of I want to say it was Prince Charles or somebody, one of them Edomites. Yeah, he visited one of, I think it was somewhere in Jamaica or one of the islands, and it was black. They was at wherever they was at, and there was some black workers there, right? And and it was the black lady. You know, the prince came. The black lady got on her knees. You know, like he was shaking the people's hands or whatever, right? This black lady was jumping up and down so hard and jumped on her. She jumped on her knees and crawled over to Prince, whatever his name is, and was like, you know what I mean? And the black dude, it was a black dude in the background, and he was like, he was looking crazy. It was on a Twitter long ago.
Man, I didn't see that one. Hey, man, maybe that's something we got to bring out.
Yeah, he was looking like, he was like, man.
Oh, like you making us look bad.
For real, bro. She jumped on her knees and crawled to him just to shake his hand. It's ridiculous, man.
That couldn't be me.
That irritate me more than the enemy, man.
Yeah, your own people. Like they say, it be your own people that be making you look bad, be hurting you. It be your own people.
Your own people, man.
Man, that's crazy. But I had to bring that out because this, like when you said that, it jumped straight to my mind because Haman loved his people.
Yeah.
It said for the salvation of Israel. It didn't say so that I'd be promoted or I would have been lifted up. It said he didn't do this stuff to Haman or Haman because out of contempt or pride, because you know that's how we are. Like it's, we just want to get along. We just don't want to be bothered. Like we just want to live our life and we don't want to be bothered. He said because it wasn't contempt, he wasn't mad at him, and he wasn't prideful of being a Jew over him being an Edomite. He said like it's, but that's not why I did that. He said, and if it could do anything for my people, if I could save my people, I would have kissed the soles of the feet of this man. That's something to think about.
Yeah,
that's something really to think about. That's how much he loved his people. That's how much we should love our people.
Right.
We do whatever it is. If it could save us, I'm gonna come to camp. I'm gonna teach a brother. I'm gonna hit send on I'm like this. I'm gonna share this with my family. If you don't know how the Most High can use you to save other people.
Right.
Yeah, I land my plane.
Con. Indeed. I agree. You know, put in your brick, do something, you know what I mean, for your nation, you know, show that you're a part of this nation, you know. That's what you gotta do. The Most High said, Yahweh Shai said, pick up your cross and follow me. I mean, you're gonna have to do something, you know.
That's right.
We got a couple things in the chat there.
Let's see. We got Chief right here. We got Proverbs 20 and 24. It says, for Mordecai, all praises. It was the most high that led that man.
Right.
It was. Right. It really was. Man.
Let me get that. Let me see what that is. Proverbs 20 and 24.
Oh, I'll pull that back up. It's lucky.
That's all good. All right. I'm gonna get it. Seems like I should know that one. Proverbs 20 and 24. It says, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Oh, yeah, I know that one. How can a man understand his own way? The Most High leading him. That's right.
Yeah. Hey, we can think. Hey, he had one thing in his mind. He had made up in his heart that it was about him. Most High. Hey, He said, "Nah, you about to be disappointed." Saying, "I can't imagine blessing my enemy, whom I want to destroy." He said, "Now I'm praising him. Oh hell no!" That's humiliating and shameful.
Yeah, because we read,
Yeah.
hey, he gathered his family at home and his friends and stuff, talking about he's gonna get promoted. Now he, oh man, like you
Man,
said,
you got
now he the chauffeur. Oh man,
yeah. Now I'm
oh
like,
man.
yeah, you gotta wear the little white gloves.
He opening the door for him.
Yeah,
Golly. Oh, and it's gonna
man.
get worse for him too.
Yeah, it is. Hey, let's I guess we could jump down, read down to 13. Would you for me, Cap?
Con, con. Street.
I
Okay.
think we should be at 12.
12. Okay. This is the book of Esther, chapter 6, verse 12. And Mordecai came again to the king's gate, but Haman hasted to his house, mourning and having his head covered. And Haman told Zeresh, his wife, and all his friends everything that had befallen him. Then said his wise men and Zeresh, his wife, unto him, if Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews, before whom you have begun to fall, you shall not prevail against him, but shall surely fall before him. And while they were yet talking with him, came the king's chamberlains and hasted to bring Haman unto the banquet that Esther had prepared. Oh, he forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh man, they got
He
the
done,
limo outside for him. Oh man,
all praises. Got the limo outside for.
yeah, the king that sent his driver. He just sent the
Yeah.
driver to pick him up. Oh man,
Right.
wow.
And Haman had to go home and then tell everybody about everything that happened after
Right.
he done bragged about everything.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man, that's beautiful. Most High
Uh
turned everything around for you.
huh.
You just gotta do, hey, you just gotta fight, you gotta keep his will, keep law, statutes, commandments. Hey, the most high, like he got blessings for you.
Right.
Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14.
Con.
Got blessings
Con.
for you.
That's right. For the nation. And yeah, I mean, just a little while ago we read that he had already told the king and basically agreed that this was going to happen to the Jews. He had already had the king on his side about killing these people that had the strange laws and that this that and the third. So it looked like we was out. You know what I
Right.
mean? It looked like we was done.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what he thought was gonna happen.
Con.
Right. Look. That's what he thought was gonna happen. Bam.
Con.
Man, he got that up. He fell for the okie doke. Most High had him thinking he all the way up here. Man, done brought that man low.
Sure did. Man.
And now they about to head to the feast, right? I guess we can go ahead read 7. Yeah, let's start at 7, and I guess we can read all the way to 8.
Con. Excuse
Did
me.
you have anything you want to throw in there?
No, I'm good. You said 7 to 8?
Yeah.
Con. This is the book of Esther, chapter 7 from the top. So the king and Haman came to banquet with Esther, the queen. And the king said again unto Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine, What is your petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted you. And what is your request? And it shall be performed, even to half of the kingdom. Then Esther the queen answered and said, If I have found favor in your sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage. Then the king, Ahasuerus, answered and said unto Esther the queen, Who is he, and where is he, that durst presume in his heart to do so? And Esther said, The adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman. Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen. And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went into the palace garden, and Haman stood up to make requests for his life to Queen Esther.
Mm-hmm.
For he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king.
Right.
Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of banquet of wine, and Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was. Then said the king, Will he force the queen also before me in the house? As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. And Harbana, one of the king's chamberlains, said before the king, Behold also, the gallows, 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king, standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, Hang him thereon.
Mm.
So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified.
Look at that, man. This is where I'm always have like a question right here. Like, it's when Haman fell upon the queen's bed. What the heck was he doing? What was
Man,
he trying to do? Then the
bro.
king sees this. He's like, "What you trying to take my woman?
Right.
What the heck you doing?"
Oh man. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, I give him respect for that though. Hey man, what you doing, man? You on my bed, bro? What you doing?
right.
You on my woman bed, bro? What? You know what I mean? But he got hit with a double whammy because he wasn't expecting that. You know what I mean? He didn't see that
Not
silent assassin, the female assassin.
right.
You know what I mean? Like on Belly, you see Belly with the one chick.
Yeah,
She going she going in and get ox. You know what I mean?
man.
He wasn't expecting that. That was Hadassah. You know what I mean?
Right.
Jumping from the roof. You know what I mean? Hey, had
Yeah.
a silent assassin, man.
Hey, this is where like where they thought that it would be for the bad. Like, Haman had set this all into play that he was gonna get. I'm gonna kill. I don't like Mordecai, so I'm gonna kill him and his people.
Right.
Not just Mordecai. He said, I'm gonna kill him and his people. Like, I thought that was a little bit of overkill. You know, I don't like you. Like, hey, I got beef with you. Now he said, I got beef with you, your mama, your granddad, your dog, your goldfish.
Yeah.
He said, I'm taking it all.
Yeah, that's that perpetual hatred, man. You know what I mean? Ain't no hatred like Edomite hatred, man. You know what I mean? Because they ain't sparing nobody. They don't care.
Right.
You know? Wicked, man. Wicked.
Super wicked.
Yeah.
And this is where the next chapter, we'll read that first. We'll read that first little part, and then we'll jump down to, let's read 8, 1 and 2, and then jump to 12.
The book of Esther, chapter 8, verses 1. On that day did the king Ahasuerus give the house of Haman the Jews' enemy unto Esther the queen. And Mordecai came before the king for Esther. Excuse me. Let me start over. On that day did King Ahasuerus give the house of Haman the Jews' enemy unto Esther the queen. And Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what he was unto her. And the king took off his ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it unto Mordecai. And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman.
Let's stop there. And basically what happened here is that Esther was given the power over him, and then he gave it to Mordecai. Then gave the power, like, you know what? I don't really need it. Hey, Mordecai, you got this. Here the ring. Like, yeah.
So she had revealed, hey, you know what I mean? That's my uncle or my cousin. You know what I mean?
Right.
I keep on getting that mixed up. I don't know if it's her uncle or her cousin.
If it's his uncle's daughter, that would be his cousin. That's his cousin.
Yeah, if that's his uncle's daughter, yeah, that's his cousin then.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean, her big cousin then. Dang, big cousin. You know what I mean? Hey, that's my big cousin right there. You know what I mean? That's my kinfolk. So I'm a Jew too. So she had to reveal that to him, and he took the ring off Haman's hand and put it on her big cousin hand. You know what I mean? You know that. Oh, that's beautiful. You know, that's beautiful.
And Then basically what happened after that is that she talked to the king. The king reversed what was going to happen to the Jews throughout all the provinces. And now it's about to happen to the Edomites.
Con, the
All their
enemies.
enemies. Right?
Con. He said jump to 12.
Con.
Con. Esther 8 and 12. Upon one day in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus, namely upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, the copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, and that the Jews should be ready against that day to avenge themselves on their enemies.
Let's stop right there. They have to be, they're given a day to avenge themselves against their enemy.
Man.
But let a Christian tell you that no, you're supposed to love your enemies. You're supposed to love them. Hey, the king said, hey, I give you this day to avenge your enemies.
Right.
I want to.
I wish we got a day like I can't wait to
Right.
get a day like, oh my gosh. You know how many smiling Negroes gonna be around? Man. Oh my God. Man. Oh man.
You're just gonna hear, all you gonna hear rumbling coming towards, like this, you're gonna hear the ground rumbling, and all you gonna hear is Guam Yashala.
Oh,
Shofars going off left and right.
Oh my God.
And you just hear the rumbling of the ground like a great earthquake.
Man. Hey, they're gonna be trying to hide out and hide under cars and caves, like it say in the Bible. Yeah, man, look. Oh, we on y'all.
Yeah, like y'all said, hey, it's gonna be that day that they like, yes, those fishes of men now gonna become hunters.
Hunters, yeah, that's right.
That's where it's gonna be.
That's right.
But people don't want that. They want lollipops, love, hugs, rainbows. That's how we all gonna exist. But that can't happen until we get rid of our enemies.
Right. Because our enemies are the enemies of the Most High. That's who our enemies are.
That's
so
right.
Eradicate them.
Oh, I like this. I like this right here. The rope-a-dope. The rope-a-dope on them. I'll praise the Most High.
Yeah.
I'll go. Let me read that too. I'll bring it out. That Ezekiel 25 and 14. Let's get that real quick. 5 and 14. This is Ezekiel 25 and 14, and it reads, I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
That's right.
And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall know my vengeance. Thus saith Yahweh power.
Con.
Big con. Hey, Chief. Hey, Chief, you still on there? Hey, drop the mics. Drop the mics. Drop the mic. Man.
By the hand of my people, Israel.
That's right.
I'm gonna get our hands dirty
ready to put that work in. They ain't ready for that work. They want hugs.
Right.
Hey, yeah, let's so we already know that they set this letter out, sent it all to the people on the 13th day that they should slay their enemies. Let's go to, I guess we can jump to 9 and 20 unless you have anything particularly you want to bring out.
I kind of wanted let me get the last part of 15 to 17 real quick.
Okay.
I like that. 17. Esther 8 and 15. And Mordecai went out from the presence of the king in royal apparel of blue and white, and with a great crown of gold, and with a garment of fine linen and purple. And the city of Shushan rejoiced and was glad. The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. And in every province and in every city, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day, and many of the people of the land became Jews, for the fear of the Jews fell upon them. Now, I just wanted to bring that part out, that we had a feast, a day of joy and gladness. But remember, we killing people right now. So this is another feast, much like the feast that we're going to celebrate in April that we keep on talking about,
Right.
Passover, April 21st at even. You know what I mean? If you haven't if you haven't RSVP, please do so. You know what I mean? Trees elect, TREEZ elect 144 at Gmail. You know, if you haven't already, do so. RSVP. It's going to be a mighty time in the spirit with the Akim, and we're commanded to keep this feast. But that is also a feast that we celebrate when the Most High killed people. You know what I mean? When people had to die for our deliverance, and that's what we celebrate. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? That's what we celebrating, the shedding of blood. You know, the shedding of blood. You know, of our enemies. That's what we're celebrating. So that's what was happening here. But in verse 17, real quick, I just wanted to make a note. It says, and many of the people of the land became Jews. That word, can you bring that up in the blue letter, King?
Hey, you already know that's what I'm on right now.
Con.
Because I want to make sure people don't get this confused, just like as you're bringing it out.
Right.
Because it sounds like, hey, now the people were so scared. Now they're like, I'm a Jew now.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna get
can
down. I'm
become
gonna
a
get down and lay
Jew.
down. Yeah,
Right.
we on your side. Yeah, I mean, we with y'all. Oh, wow, for real.
Yeah, I've got that now. Like it's the king came to the Jews with joy and gladness, and the people became Jews. I'm gonna share that real quick.
Con.
Let me know when. Let me know if it's too big or too small.
All right. Yeah, you can make it a little bigger
Kind.
if you can.
Yeah, I can make it a little bigger. Let me scroll down. How about that?
Con.
All right,
Okay.
so we got that phrase right there. Became Jews. So this is H 3054, and the word comes from Yahad. Yahad, right? And this is going to clarify what it means to become Jews. Here we go, right here. The outline of biblical usage and the Hifpael, I mean, to become a Jew, in fact, or in fraud,
Hmm.
become Judaized.
They con. So they did not come another ethnicity. They became Judaized, meaning they came under our laws, statutes, and commandments. You know.
Yep. Like right, it
Um.
says right here, I to Judaize, i.e., become Jewish.
Right. Con. Become ish. You can't become another bloodline. You know what I mean? You can't become another ethnicity. You know, um, but you can take on their laws that like we did. You know, like we do all the time. Every nation that
Mm-hmm.
we go to, we take on their culture and customs, but we can't take on their bloodline. You know, that's just it's impossible. You can't do it. You know what I mean? And to even think or to insinuate that you can become a different bloodline is almost like saying the Most High made a mistake when He made you in the first time. Why didn't He just make you that in the first place? You know, that's ridiculous. So some Christians will go there to try to make it like you can become or graft into the nation of Israel. You can't.
That's
Um,
right.
come
Look at that.
and
Dropping no bombs. Drop
come.
the mic.
Con, what did you want me to start at did you say 9?
Yeah,
Oh,
we can go to
con.
we can do 9 because it's gonna give you that they gave the ordinances to the people slayed them. Actually, I kind of want to read 9 because it shows the people in great number how they slayed these people.
Oh
It
yeah.
wasn't just like they killed like 100 people and that was it.
Yeah, I know two. I had two highlighted. And it verse. Oh yeah, and then King got it right there, 5 and 6 too. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Let's just do all of that from 9 and 1 down to 6.
Come. This is the book of Esther, chapter 9 from the top. Now in the 12th month, that is the month Adar, which month we're in now. On the 13th day of the month, when the king's commandment and his decree drew near to be put in execution, in the day that the enemies of the Jews hoped to have power over them, though it was turned to the contrary that the Jews had rule over them that hated them, the Jews gathered themselves together in their cities throughout all the provinces of King Ahasuerus to lay hands on such as sought their hurt, and no man could withstand them, for the fear of them fell upon all people. And all the rulers of the provinces, and the lieutenants, and the deputies, and officers of the king helped the Jews, because the fear of Mordecai fell upon them. For Mordecai was great in the king's house, and his fame went out throughout all provinces. For this man Mordecai waxed greater and greater. Thus the Jews smote all their enemies with the stroke of the sword, and slaughter, and destruction, and did what they would unto those that hated them. And in Shushan the palace, the Jews slew and destroyed 500 men. And Parshandatha, and Dalphon, and Aspatha, and Paratha, and Adalia, and Aridatha, and Parmasta, and Arisai, and Aridai, and Vajasatha. The 10 sons of Haman, the son of Hamadatha, the enemy of the Jews, slew they, but on the spoil laid they not their hand. On that same day, the number of those that were slain in Shushan the palace was brought before the king. And the king said unto Esther the queen, the Jews have slain and destroyed 500 men in Shushan the palace, and the 10 sons of Haman. What have they done in the rest of the king's provinces? Now, what is your petition? And it shall be granted you. Or what is your request further? And it shall be done. Then said Esther, if it please the king, let it be granted to the Jews which are in Shushan to do tomorrow also according to this day, to do tomorrow also according unto this day's decree, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged upon the gallows. And the king commanded it so to be done. And the decree was given at Shushan, and they hanged Haman's 10 sons. For the Jews that were in Shushan gathered themselves together on the 14th day, also on the month of Adar, and slew 300 men at Shushan. But on the prey they laid not their hand. But the other Jews that were in the king's provinces gathered themselves together and stood for their lives, and had rest from their enemies that slew their foes, 75,000. But they laid not their hands on the prey. On the 13th day of the month Adar, on the 14th day of the same rested they, and made it a day of feasting and gladness. But the Jews that were in Shushan assembled together on the 13th day thereof, and on the 14th day thereof. And on the 15th day of the same they rested, and made it a day of feasting and gladness. Therefore the Jews of the villages that dwelt in the unwalled towns made the 14th day of the month Adar a day of gladness and feasting, and a good day, and of sending portions one to another.
So you see that he took down. Look, we took down many enemies, not just like a little bit.
Right.
They're like, we killed 500 here, 200 there, and then like, oh, they killed like 7,000 over here.
My
Throughout
goodness.
the rest of the provinces. What got me was that the king saw that they already done killed 500, and then he asked Esther, "What else you want? You want some more bodies?"
Hey, and Esther didn't shy away. She said, "Yeah, let us do the same thing tomorrow, man."
Right?
You know what I mean? We ain't done.
Run it back.
Right. Hey, I got them killers with me, man. They ain't done, man.
Hey, they circled the block.
Right. Straight up. Yeah.
They came back for them, man. And that's crazy. That's crazy that was set up like that. Because the king could have said, "All right, that was enough people. You don't killed enough people. You don't kill 500 people, man. That's a long crazy day."
Wow.
Yeah, and then he could have been like, "Okay, all right, that's it for today." But he said, "What else do you want?" He loved this woman. He said, "What
Yeah,
else?"
man. Hey, he wanted that favor with her. You know what I mean? He's wanted to
Mm,
be in favor with her. Her uncle, or I mean, her cousin saved his life. You know what I mean? So
right.
he really, but that's how smitten he was. That's how beautiful she was.
Mm,
You know what I mean? And remember, she cut her hair off and stuff like that. So she probably was a little, you know what I mean? And still was beautiful.
right,
He
man.
didn't
That
even notice. You know what I mean? Hey,
he like,
he just
damn.
want favor.
See, you
Yeah.
do something new with your hair. Yeah, all right, man.
Right.
Dang.
She got a bang right here, just, you know what I mean? Then the rest of it down here. He like, oh, that look good, babe. Whatever you want to do. You know what I mean?
Ain't
Shoot.
said nothing wrong.
Right. Hey, he was smitten.
Right. God.
Con,
Let's I guess we can hit to 20 and we'll just do 20 and 21.
con,
Because that gives us the precedence of what we're doing.
con. Verse number 20, Esther chapter 9. And Mordecai wrote these things and sent letters unto all the Jews that were in the provinces of the king Ahasuerus, both nigh and far, to establish this among them, that they should keep the 14th day of the month, Adar, and the 15th day of the same, yearly.
All right. Actually let's read down to 22. 22 as well.
Okay. As the days wherein the Jews rested from their enemies, and the month which was turned unto them from sorrow to joy, and from mourning into a good day, that they should make them days of feasting and joy, and for sending portions one to another, and gifts to the poor.
Let's go down to 24. I think this is what I want.
And 26 got the actual name of
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
You said, okay. 23. And the Jews undertook to do as they had begun, and as Mordecai had written unto them, because Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the enemy of all the Jews, had devised against the Jews to destroy them, and had cast Pur, that is, the lot, to consume them and to destroy them. 25. But when Esther came before the king, he commanded by letters that his wicked device, which he devised against the Jews, should return upon his own head, and that he and his son should be hanged on the gallows. 26. Wherefore they call these days Purim, and the name of Pur. Therefore all the words of this letter and of that which they had seen concerning this matter, and which had come on them, the Jews ordained, and took upon them and upon their seed, and upon all as such joined themselves unto them, so as it should not fail that they would keep these 2 days according to their writing, and according to their appointed time every year.
That's right.
Con. And that's what we're getting into, brothers and sisters. We are celebrating Purim. When is that, King? The 20. Let me get the calendar out. Let me go to the
Hey,
calendar.
you know
Unless you
what?
got it. Huh?
Let me bring that up because
Yeah, but yeah.
I should
Con.
have that. I should
Con.
have the calendar.
If you haven't gotten the calendar, hit us on the Gmail. We'll send you one out. You can also go to our community page on our channel and take a look at the calendar. It's all the way set out for the year. High holy days. We got the new moons there. General Hezekiah did a wonderful job, you know what I mean, of assembling that, putting it out in a timely manner. It's not even the new year yet, but he got it already set up. So you can get your days off and prepare for these things. It's a glorious thing to keep the high holy days, It's showing repentance unto the Lord. You're coming back to who you are.
There we go.
Con. So we've got
That's our holy days. Also, you can find it on our page, on the community page, for the Trees of Righteousness YouTube page.
That's right. Trees of Righteousness 2024 feast days. Con. So we got before we got Purim. Now we're gonna do one. We may do that one next week, sometime, most high willing. because that one's coming up first. The destruction of Nicanor. If you don't have an
Right.
apocrypha, I suggest you get it. You know, because you're missing out on a whole bunch of wisdom, understanding, and history. You
That's
know,
right.
so get you an apocrypha. They're not expensive. You know, but it's fulfilling. You know, so that destruction of Nicanor is February 21st, and he's got there down an asterisk at the bottom that all the feast days start on the evening of the posted date. So February 21st at even is going to be the destruction of Nicanor, right? That is a Wednesday at even. So that's going to be the destruction of Nicanor, and then it goes right into Purim, which is, well, excuse me, it
That'd
goes
be
right into
Thursday.
Purim. Yeah, that next Thursday at even.
Hmm. Right.
So we'll be celebrating that, is as will the nation of Israel. You know, we'll be celebrating. Now, I mean, when I say nation of Israel, the Israelites, those that are of us that are in the truth, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans of indigenous and Negro descent.
On this
Um,
side of the hemisphere.
that's right. That's right. On this side, yeah, that's right. Because we are in other places as well. But we will be celebrating it, and the Trees of Righteousness will be celebrating it. We are having I believe we're going bowling.
Kind of.
We're going bowling, most high willing, and that'll be so. If brothers and sisters want to congregate with us to keep the Purim, we're doing a bowling event that Friday.
Yep, we're gonna do it that Friday.
That Friday. For more details, hit us on the Gmail. Um, uh,
Yeah,
can you
I'll
run
bring
it
that
for?
up.
You got
Yeah, I'll
okay.
bring that up so they can
For more
see that.
details, hey, we love the fellowship. Y'all come on out. Trees Elect 144 at Gmail. Let us know that you're coming. You know what I mean? Don't wait until the day of or the day before, please, because we're getting things in order. We got to reserve the lanes and all that type of stuff. You know, so we're
That's
gonna
right.
celebrate there amongst each other. You know, um, as it stated there in what we just read, we're gonna give gifts one to another, and you know what I mean, just fellowship with each other and spread love, show love, and celebrate this mighty day that the Lord turned our enemies. Khan, shalom, 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 shalom. So we're gonna celebrate. And I'm just looking on the chat on my end.
Well,
We're gonna celebrate how the Lord turned made our enemies our footstool. Right? I mean, these were thousands of years ago, 1,000 and some odd years ago, a little more than 2,500 years ago, but we still celebrating that thing today. You know,
right.
because everything that the Lord do is forever. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be celebrating that. We love to have everybody, brothers and sisters come and congregate with us.
And also, let's not forget on that Shabbat, on that Shabbat, we're gonna be going out, and anybody that would like to join us, we're gonna try to go out there. We're gonna try to donate clothes,
That's right.
uh, and feed the homeless, because that's what it's about. It's about giving gifts one to another, and it's about feeding one another as well. And that
That's
also we like to include our brothers and sisters that are out there on the street,
right. Mm-hmm.
that might not be able to have a warm meal or have warm clothes. So if you would like to also donate to that, you can donate. You can donate to our Cash App.
Come.
I'll bring that up on the ticker that should be down at the bottom. I guess I'll bring that up. So you'll see it right there. Cash App T.O.R3, capital T for trees, elect 144. You can donate to the Cash App. And also, if you want to donate clothes, please hit up the email. Email us, let us know you have clothes. We'll try to meet up with you. Or
Come.
if you want to bring them out that day, and you just want to meet up with us in our location, please hit up the Gmail and we'll drop off that location for you.
Come. Hey, and we may if we can put on a community page, just saying, we're doing a clothing drive for Purim. You know what I mean? Maybe that,
All right.
but yeah, yeah.
All right, that's
Clothes,
beautiful. Yeah.
shoes. Come.
We can definitely get that out there. I'll get that out there. I'll try to get that out there today for you, Cap.
Con. That'll be a beautiful thing, and like the king said, if you're not, you may not be able to come participate. Hey, donate. whether you donate $3 or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Put your brick in, man. Put your brick in and giving alms, showing that you're in this thing for the Lord. You know, we got the
That's right.
Gmail right there. I mean, the Cash App right there. We got the Gmail. You come and fellowship with us. Step out there on faith and come in and fellowship like the Most High commanded us to do. You know, make yourself known. We got a lot of people in the shadows. Come on out into the light. We're not supposed to be in the
That's right.
shadows. We're supposed to be in the light. Let your light shine. And that's giving, you know what I mean, to the poor and upholding your brother's cause and fellowshipping with one another. You know, don't be
Right.
an individual light.
Right. That's right. Don't be an individual like.
Yeah, come
Most
on
High
out.
said, gather ye to, hey, Zephaniah 2:1 says, gather together, O nation not desired.
Con. Oh, nation
It's
not
not just
desire.
to be gathering. Oh, go ahead, Cap.
No, I was just repeating what you were saying, King.
Yeah, I'm like yes. We can gather like yes, we can gather for everything else under the sun. Like yes, we can gather for football games, basketball games, events, concerts. But when it comes to righteousness, that's when we really should be coming together.
That's right. Right.
Like if we
Thanksgiving and
we
all
trying
of
to
that.
build, yeah, right.
We
You
can
can
do
come
all of
together
that.
for that. But the Most High, He gave us the ability to set up a day that we can have a feasting and it be a good day.
And it's just our day. It ain't about the other nations. It ain't about it's our day. This is the
That's
heritage that
right.
the Most High gave us. So that's what we
That's right.
celebrating. Well, you know what I mean? Hey, I know the tree's gonna be there doing our thing, you know what I mean? Enjoying it, especially that bowling. I ain't no bowler, and but hey, we're gonna have a good time, Most High willing. We're gonna have a good time.
Kind. All right. Then let's see. Let's see if we have anything else. Did you have anything you wanted to? Oh, actually, I did have something. Because we got to the end of it. I wanted to read 10. I wanted to
Come.
finish out 10.
Okay. Come. This is the book of Esther, chapter 10, from the top. And the king Ahasuerus laid a tribute upon the land and upon the isles of the sea, and all the acts of his power and of his might, and the declaration of the greatness of Mordecai, whereunto the king advanced him. Are they not written in the book of the chronicles of the kings of Media and Persia? For
Mhm.
Mordecai the Jew was next unto the king Ahasuerus, and great among the Jews, and accepted the multitude of his brethren, seeking the wealth of his people, and
Mhm.
speaking peace of all his seed.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Caring about he was set up in a high position. The Most High put him in that position to take care of his people.
That's right. That's right.
Man, it's a beautiful thing. Oh,
Right.
okay. We got another one. We got Tobit 12 and 9.
Yeah, I'm there. I seen.
Can
I get it. And Shalom,
I'll pull it
Raider.
up.
So it's the book of Tobit, chapter 12 and verse number 9. For alms do deliver from death, and shall purge away
Mhm.
all sin. Those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life. Amen.
Oh, that's a
So
beautiful precept.
that's a beautiful right on time. King said, hey, he put that on there. It says, alms do deliver from death. Don't you want deliverance from death? Well, give alms. There go to Gmail right there. Or come out and give your, you know what I mean? You got old, you know what I mean? T-shirts you're not wearing, jackets, sweaters you're not wearing, tennis shoes, whatever. You know, you want to give, you know what I mean? Help us buy the food for the brothers and sisters under the bridge or wherever we go, you know, on the streets. Alms do
Right.
deliver from death and shall purge away all sin. Now, we all can identify with being a sinner. It says,
Right.
those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life. I want to be filled with
Mm.
life instead of death.
Yeah,
You know, let's
that's
give
right.
alms. Yeah, let's keep these high holy days like we supposed to, y'all.
Kind. I got one more thing to add on to this.
Got it.
This is because in the beginning, where I had you read where Mordecai had the dream,
Mm-hmm.
he actually comes to the fulfillment of it and he comes to the understanding and he posts that. So if you go to the rest of the chapters of the book of Esther,
Yeah.
starting at the top, it says the part of the 10th chapter after the Greek.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
go ahead and I'll read that.
Come.
And it reads, Then Mardochus said, God hath done these things. For I remember a dream which I saw concerning these matters, and nothing thereof have failed. A little fountain became a river, and there was light in the sun and much water. This river is Esther, whom the king married and made queen. And the two dragons are I and Ammon. And the nations were those that were assembled to destroy the name of the Jews. And my nation is this Israel,
Right.
which cried to God and were saved. For the Lord has saved his people, and the
Mm-hmm.
Lord has delivered us from all of those evils. And God have wrought signs and great wonders, which have
Mm-hmm.
not been done among the Gentiles.
Right.
Therefore have he made two lots,
Right.
one for the people of God
Mm-hmm.
and another for all the Gentiles. Hey,
Hmm.
that's what you wanted to bring out, right, Cap?
Con. Two lots. He only got two lots. One for the people of God, and then one for all the Gentiles. In the New
Right.
Testament, the all the Gentiles. One for the people of God, and one for all the Gentiles. Con.
Con. Verse 11. And these two lots came at an hour and time and day of judgment before God among all nations. So God remembered his people and
Mm-hmm.
justified his inheritance.
Right.
Therefore, those days shall be unto them in the month Adar, the 14th and 15th day of the same month, with an assembly and joy and with gladness before God, according to the generations forever among his people.
All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All
All
praises to the
praises.
Most High. What a beautiful story.
Let's give the
Con.
Most High a hand.
All praises to the Most
All
High.
that, look, he done blessed his people.
Yeah.
He done set up a good day. He done saved his people.
Right. Right.
Man, that's
Con.
beautiful.
Con. Con. Because we the ones that need saving. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Everybody else was doing their thing. Haman had it out against the Jews, against the Lord's people. And that's how it is today. I mean, everybody go through some sickness or they might have this or that going on, but we the ones that's really, forgotten about, stepped on. We have nothing. We have nothing, and so we're the ones that need saving.
That's right.
All praises to the Most High.
Right. Hey, and with that, let's get the verse.
Con,
Let's get that real quick.
con,
Did you
con.
have anything else you wanted to talk about, Cap?
Nah, that was it. That was good.
Hey, look at that. Hallelujah.
Con, Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
All praise to the Most High Power Yahweh in the name of His only begotten Son. We thank you for the Spirit, Abanawa Yahweh. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Con, and the remembrance of the mighty acts of our forefathers.
Con. And this is Isaiah 61 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion,
Right.
to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness,
Right.
the planting of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
that he might be glorified.
Con. Call Allah Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushai.
Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai.
Con. Let the Lord be glorified in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahushai. Con. We are the trees of righteousness. I'm Captain Jehu.
I'm General Hezekiah.
Con. And Chief Yameh in the chat there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are the trees of righteousness. And the water Israel for stepping in today. To the next time. You know what I mean? We say Shalom.
Shalom.
Con.